or anti-monument to be remembered in architectural history from the very moment of its creation. Contrary to how the modernist elites designed public buildings and urban plans, and also imagined houses as things to be connected to the city. Ando flipped this resultative relationship into an adversative one by creating a small house with a windowless facade that instead serves as an isolated stronghold for one to hole up in and escape the capitalistic chaos of the city. Ando's architecture, which gives off a hard boiled feel, with its minimalist exposed concrete walls devoid of all superfluous elements, may appear to represent a continuation of modern architecture, particularly when contrasted against the work of Isozaki, who takes a tongue-in-cheek postmodern approach to create irony-rich collages using a variety of borrowed design elements. In my view, however, Ando's work should be considered postmodern for the radical manner in which it serves itself from the expanse of the city around it. I should note here that the antisocial attitude exhibited in Ando's work can also be observed among the work of other architects of his generation who emerged around the time of the student protest of 1968, but built by Ando's peer Tokyo Ito 1941 in the same year as the row house in Sumiyoshi should suffice as illustration. But is this anti-establishment attitude the essence of Ando's architecture? Let us skip ahead in time for a moment to look at his series of projects that began with the Benesi House Museum, 1988-92, and grew into the projects in Naoshima, the ground zero of a Sitoshi Renaissance used to describe the Seto Inland Sea and its coastal areas. Spearheaded by Soichiro Fukutake, initiative to employ postmodern art and architecture to breathe new life into the region's islands, where nature has been sacrificed to modernization. The architecture has not attempted to express a personal statement there through creating extravagant designs. Rather, his approach has been to identify the most fitting composition of axes based on a careful reading of the topography and views and to embed geometric volumes into the natural landscape along these axes. While the buildings appear quite simple in themselves, their interiors are thoughtfully designed to effectively draw in the views, light, and breeze in a variety of different ways. Thus, outwardly, the buildings produced through this approach may not be particularly large, but internally they contain very rich spaces. When we look back from these works, we can appreciate how even the row house in Sumiyoshi, the reclusive stronghold which disengages itself from the city, is not at all a hematic box but a microcosmos that interacts with the macrocosmos through the medium of light, wind, and rain. It is a building that was conceived actually as a small box, but virtually as a space on the scale of the universe. Yes, the row houses in
So,
Sumiyoshi, famous for requiring one to use an umbrella on trips between the bedroom and bathroom on rainy days, does indeed force its residents to literally live a stoic life There's no architect further away from consumer wooing commercial postmodern architecture than Ando. No matter how commercially successful his work may have turned out to be. But this is just another way of saying,
Thank
continue.
you. Thank you. No, no. Thank you for reading. I will read the next page. Mm.